podcast, Help Me Find Him. I'm Misha Renee, and this is
Drea Renee.
And a lot of you probably know me from my very viral TikTok where I went and searched for this guy that I met on the beach because he approached me, and lo and behold, I actually found his wife. So, if you don't know, now you know. But what a lot of people don't know is this is the lovely woman that was recording it.
Hello.
And we thought, that's actually not the craziest thing that ever happened
It's
to me
not.
or you.
No.
That actually was pretty mild compared to some of the shit that we've experienced in life. So we thought we'd bring you Help Me Find Him, the podcast. So we wanted to start you guys off with a TikTok review. So basically something that we plan on doing on our show
Yes.
is showing some of our favorite TikToks of the week
Yeah.
and discussing them. and discussing them.
Listen, y'all.
So the TikTok we decided to pick this week, it's actually by a girl named The Nay Simone. I believe that's TheeNaysimone. The Nay Simone, really, really cool story time she did. I don't want to say cool, probably unfortunate. It was actually a little bit wild.
It was definitely wild. It was just, once you hear about it, you'll understand why.
Exactly. It was one of those things that you'll have to see it before we give you too much information. But what we will say is a man approached her and she was, she was cool with it. She was like, I'm not really feeling it, but all right, cool.
She was actually working, remember?
She was working.
She was working at this bar she was at.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And then, so at that point, she seen him, later on?
She seen him later on and approached him. And
why did she approach him, though?
She approached him because
she wanted to tell him thank you for the drink.
Yes.
Right. And then whenever she went to tell him thank you for the drink, that's when
he had his arm around another woman.
So she was like, oh, that was quick.
Oh, didn't you just get my number upstairs? But the man was acting like he didn't even know her at all. Like, who are you, you crazy woman?
And so it's really kind of fitting into that mold of like, you approached me and you had a situation. Why didn't you sit your ass down?
Exactly.
You should have sat your ass down. But we won't give you any more details. We're going to play the clip.
Dudes be on some shit.
Wow, that's what we doing? You just got my number upstairs. And now you with a whole nother chick.
This is my girlfriend.
That's your girlfriend?
This is my girl.
That's your man?
So that's what you was doing upstairs?
Baby, I don't even know this woman.
He just took my number upstairs.
You been drinking?
He just took my number upstairs. Check his phone.
I asked you what time it was.
Check his
Is
phone.
that what we doing?
Man, don't even believe
We
this
coming
woman.
out to a venue and you hollering at other women?
I don't even.
You don't got my number?
You're crazy.
You don't got my number.
You're delusional.
You don't have my
You're
number.
on drugs.
You don't have my number.
You need prayer.
Check his phone, boo.
Let me see your phone.
Check my phone.
He just stored me under new boo.
Open it up.
New boo.
Yes.
I don't even know you.
You just took my
You've been
number.
doing drugs.
Check his phone.
Call my phone. I bet it
Check
don't
his
ring.
phone.
Call my phone. I bet
No,
it don't
check
ring.
his phone. He
Call my
saved
phone.
it.
I bet it don't ring.
Oh, so you gave me a fake number?
I don't even know
You was just hollering at me
All
upstairs.
right, we out of here.
I don't have phone.
Oh, okay. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
See, this is why y'all ain't shit.
You
Y'all
ain't shit. Hey, you know what?
You ain't
Hey,
shit.
fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Fuck you then.
Fuck you, sister.
And you bow-legged.
Listen.
You bow-legged.
Listen, sister.
I'm
Leave
talking
him. He
bow-legged.
ain't
Wait.
shit. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't text me. Don't call me. You a loser. You ain't shit.
All right. God bless.
Okay, sister, run, sister, cause he ain't shit. He ain't shit, and he got his butt cheeks hanging out.
Dudes ain't she update.
Time, here it goes. So as y'all can see, this is the outside of the bamboo room. Upstairs, you see the balcony. There's an inside as well. I host a karaoke brunch every Sunday at the Bamboo Room in Lake Worth, Florida. So last week, taking a break, minding my business, sitting on the balcony, this dude came and approached me. He was like, oh, I love your vibe. I think you're beautiful. I would like to get to know you. Let's exchange numbers. I said, I don't really like giving out my number, but we can exchange social media. He's like, nah, I don't want to be one of those dudes where I'm hitting you up in your DMs all the time. I want to have direct contact. And I was like, well, I really don't know you like that. So, this dude actually started singing to me, can we talk? Yeah, because somebody was singing it in the inside. So he decided to sing it to me on the balcony outside. We kikied. Our daughter was cute for the moment. I was like, okay, whatever. We exchanged numbers, which I told you I don't like giving out my number. So he asked me if I wanted a drink. I said, nah, I'm good. But he went to the bartender and got me a drink anyway. The bartender came and got me a drink and said, the guy you were sitting out on the balcony with got you this drink. So I was like, okay, I had my drink. I went back to work, did what I did. And about 25 minutes later, I took another break. I wanted to come outside to say thank you. So as I seen him outside, I tried to approach him and I was like, hey, called his name. Was like, hey. And then I noticed like he was walking away from me. Then he put his arm around his girl. Now I'm not a cock blocker because I damn sure ain't a cock blocker. But I was just like, well, damn, you was going so hard. Now you act like you don't know me. Like, what's really good? Like, I didn't have to give you my number. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know what you're talking about? You was just going so hard up there on the balcony. But then he put his hands around this beauty right here. And I was just like, oh, so that's what we're doing. So that's what y'all guys seen. But what y'all don't know is, look, I got his girl right here. I got his girl right here. What did you do that day?
I cut him loose.
Because you went in his phone and what you seen?
Nate's phone number.
Okay, so everybody's like, why you didn't call him? Because I was recording. That's why I didn't call him at that point where everybody's like, well, you should have just called him. I couldn't have had called him if I was recording. But after I stopped the video, we looked in his phone, and guess what? She saw my number. So she cut him the
Fuck off.
Okay, so now look, we hanging out. This is the following week. We hanging out. We exchange numbers. We talk, and we uplifting each other. That's what we do. And as females, I feel like we shouldn't be so passive when we know these dudes are doing wrong. Okay, so everybody that want to try to bash and say, "Oh, she probably with him," no. She's with me now. And like we
We're
both
friends.
like we strictly diggly, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
but we
cool.
gonna
We
start.
friends.
That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give y'all an update, guys. Here y'all go. Follow my girl. Make sure y'all follow her.
All right, check out the Bamboo Room, though.
So, as you can see in that clip that you guys just watched, you can obviously tell that that man ain't shit, just like Nay said. He went to the bar to get her a drink. Well, actually, he seen her. She was on break, like she said. He went and got her a drink, even though she didn't want a drink, and then try to act like he didn't know the woman, call her crazy, and even had the nerve to freaking insult her. Like, what type of stuff is that?
Familiar.
It definitely sounds familiar.
So familiar.
Because these dudes be so mad that they get caught up that they don't know what to do. It's like their instinct is to their first instinct is to just lie. And that's clearly what the man was doing in the video. Lying, saying he didn't know her from a can of paint when he clearly just got her number 30, maybe 40 seconds ago.
And don't forget, he had the bartender send her a drink.
Exactly. So don't act like you wasn't trying.
Oh, and sung Can We Talk?
And I forgot about that. He definitely was singing her a lullaby, y'all. He was definitely trying to get her number. But as I feel like dudes are just always trying to get what they want. Like, they want their cake, and they always want to eat it too.
They're disrespectful.
And they're very disrespectful. Misha, how do you feel about that?
I want to talk to your mama. She should have whooped your ass.
That is the perfect song for this situation right now, y'all.
No, like, in all seriousness, like, first and foremost, this is not one of them shows where we're about to be sitting here bashing men. But
Exactly.
we will call a thing a thing.
Exactly.
And in this case, this thing was just, it's pathetic. Like, I really can't stress how, I really want men who have situations or married or in a relationship, whatever, stop approaching other women because we are in the age of social media. This is not the same age that your grandpappy and your dad grew up in, where your dad can have a kid in every state, or your grandpa had a wife over here and a wife over there. We're going to find out.
Exactly.
So it's just like, and she didn't find out from social media. She found out just by walking downstairs, but that's the audacity for me.
Right. And she was just trying to thank him, like, because he sent her a drink. But she really didn't even want the drink. And you're with another woman.
And that's the audacity for me.
And that's the audacity for me, too.
But what also pisses me off about that whole situation is then whenever you get caught, it's like y'all go into defense mode. Oh,
Real
now
defense.
she's bow-legged.
Right. What does that have to do with anything, sir?
I remember I wobbled.
Right. She wobbled. Remember, y'all? Which she really didn't wobble. She was looking good. That man was just mad.
But that's what the thing is. Like, these stories are too relatable, and they're also just too, like, way too relatable, to be honest with you. Like, there's really no other word to use for it. Like, I feel like we all have been in a situation where
I was just about to say
somebody
that.
who's in a relationship or married or has some kind of situation going on approaches you, and you're like, you have no clue, because obviously they're not going to lead with that. Like,
Right.
Hi, my name is Jeremy.
Right.
I'm married, but you're really, really cute.
I'm married. Or they don't wear the ring.
They don't wear
You
their
know?
ring.
Because they want to be sneaky.
And then somehow it comes up that they're married, whether it be TikTok, Shout out to the hashtag help me find him. Whether it be you get home, you just start talking more, and they tell you, because eventually you can't hide that shit. Like, you can't hide that shit forever. So, like, it's just interesting to me, the audacity that some men have. And I really, like, I'm a strong believer in, if you're not ready to sit your ass down, then don't sit your ass down.
Exactly.
And have some respect, because it's very disrespectful. It's more disrespectful to me that he did that with his girlfriend downstairs than if she was home. Exactly. But I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think that's way more disrespectful, because she's right there in the same facility as you're trying to act like a single man. Like, that's just dirty and wrong. But these men they don't understand. They will never understand. If the shoe was on the other foot, they will cry. They will probably act crazy, want to kill themselves, because that's what they do.
Wait, has a guy ever told you he was going to kill himself?
Yes.
That's not funny. Actually, it's not very funny. Okay, so let me split up. That's not funny. It's just that there is a small percentage of men that, when getting broken up with, will say that they're going to commit suicide, or they're feeling
very
suicidal,
heartbroken.
And they act very heartbroken, and that's really not their intent at all. They just actually want a response. I think it's actually, what is that, narcissism?
Yes.
Yeah, they're narcissistic. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And so that has happened to you before.
Yes.
But this is not the story time part. This is not the story. We will keep going on the TikTok. Yeah, but I would like to hear that story, because I don't think
another time we can talk about that.
And I might remember actually who did that. I think I remember who did that. Actually.
We're gonna sip our tea.
But on the other hand, it was just kind of like, to me, it was like the what do you call it? The proof was in the pudding, because like she said, like, you took my name, you took my number down. Like, sis, go and look at his phone. Because for real, he's trying to make her look like she's crazy. But why would any woman in her mind just come up to somebody like on that type time if that didn't happen? I think that whole narrative, like, oh, she's crazy, you don't, that's actually funny, because men use that shit a lot.
They always use that crazy word. We're always crazy.
As soon as another girl pops up, she's crazy, I don't know what she's talking about. She been wanting me.
Right.
She's weird as hell. No, you're weird as fuck.
Weird as fuck. Fuck you.
You need a therapist. You need therapy. Because for real, like, I don't know what the whole deflecting is about. Like, stand 10 toes down. That's why I always say, if you're not ready to be in a relationship, you're not ready to be married, like, don't make those very big decisions and then you still walking around here acting like you're single.
Right.
Because it just...
But that happens a lot. That's every day for me. I don't...
You feel like you run into a lot of men that
I've run into a lot of men who just have women and they want you too. Like, sometimes... I fall victim. I'll be a dummy. But we're not going to get into that, y'all.
Hold on, let's unfold that. Let's bring that back. This ain't story time, but we're going to have a story for this. But no, I think that is a lot. You have a lot of women who, and this is just being real, there's women who will still fuck with a dude knowing that he has a situation just because of how it was explained to them. Mm-hmm. And then there's women who will do what she did with the... Née Simone did. And then there's also women who just won't say anything. I think the real superheroes are the Née Simone. I truly am all for to put that nigga out.
Right. And she did what she needed to do, and she put him out. She said, peace.
Let them know.
And now they're friends and they're hanging out.
And I'm all for the girl power. Like, I think that women have to stick together a lot more. And I don't want it to seem like, because a lot of people are like, oh, there's always this war with black women and black men. No, it's not really a war. It's really just like, be honest. Like, I'm going to always have my sister's back.
Exactly.
Especially if my sister ain't know. Now that's a different conversation for another day. No, it's not. Let's talk about it. Okay. If I was in this predicament, and say it was not even in this predicament. Let's just say I was messing, or I had a boyfriend and a girl was messing with him and she knew that I existed. By all means, I hope you can fight.
She's definitely a fighter, y'all. All seriousness. She's a fighter. Don't play with me, Renee.
But by all means, I hope you can fight, because now I feel disrespected. But if you absolutely had no clue that I existed and I had no clue that you existed, like, I'm not going to be mad at you. Like, I think that we as women have to make sure that we consistently have those conversations where it's like, oh, no, I really appreciate you for passing this information on. Mm-hmm. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know that he was out here acting like that. And men really, I know a lot of men that be living double lives. I know a lot of men that be out here into other shit, doing other shit, doing doing the absolute utmost. So it's just like, and like I said, I don't want it to seem like we're coming for the men, because there's women that do that shit too. But I don't date women. Okay, so I ain't gonna tell you about what the women do, because I don't date them. And the niggas I date, and I'm not.
And the niggas I date. Hold on, y'all. She's getting real deep into this. Go ahead.
On some Cat Williams shit, where he said you need to evaluate the niggas you date. I make sure that I dated people from all types of different backgrounds.
Yeah, me
and
too.
every once in a while, everybody who even checks all the marks on the papers is not always checking the marks on the papers. So you really do have to be mindful of like who you're messing with and what's going on, because that was disrespectful. And if he cared about that girl,
Right. I was just about to say that. Like, you must have not have cared at all to even do what you did. Like, she wasn't even at home.
you had no respect.
Had
You had
no
and
respect
you
at all.
Didn't care.
Not even respect for her. You didn't have respect for yourself.
And you had all the audacity.
But we're not bashing men. We're just speaking like,
This is for that man.
this is for that man.
I hope that he is sitting home sick watching that TikTok.
Right, because that woman was beautiful. You lost a good, beautiful woman.
They were both gorgeous.
They were both gorgeous, yes.
And he risked it all, and it did not work out in his favor. And when
He was
risked it
trying to
all,
have
he
his
tried
cake
to-
and eat it too, y'all.
Yes, and then the disrespect, like the deflecting, like, oh, I don't know who she is. She crazy. She this, she that. Nah, bro, you got caught.
Right, caught.
Apologize to your girl.
I'm busted. It's 2 damn o'clock in the morning. Where you been?
Baby, if you check my 2, I was with my girlfriends. You a lie.
I call. No, he was busted and he couldn't take it. That's why he gets defensive and start calling names. That's how all men are.
Well, let's not say all men.
Okay, not all men. Some men who know that they ain't shit. Period.
There is some men who will actually be like, you know what? I shouldn't have did that. Or
Right.
they'll actually just say like, won't even do that. There's men that won't even do that. Because I believe the rules go, you can look, but don't you touch, don't you approach, don't you do nothing. Like, I think even in marriages, like they say like, one married woman probably, and you know, y'all could comment on this if y'all don't agree with me, but I think a married woman's not going to be mad if her husband's looking. It's the moment that you approach or do anything that's given, I want you. What you going to say?
I agree. I agree to that statement.
I mean, I would
but there
care
are
if my
some
husband
married
looked.
men. Yeah, I know this couple. Her husband be. I mean, they're together. It's like he's a rapper.
Hello?
Okay, let's not get into this. Let's not get into this. But anyway, there are some. I agree with Misha Renee 100%. But there are some men that they really, and women who don't really care. Like they want that relationship where, you know, they want that other woman involved. But that's another subject and
What
another.
do you mean? Like a treyway?
Yeah, it's like a 3-way.
How do we get there? How do we get there? I think we need to stop.
All right,
this
we're
one.
done.
I think we need to stop this one. But no,
We're not gonna talk about threesomes.
to wrap up everything, I think that the ladies handled this excellently. This is how
Yeah, I
this is
agree.
womanhood at its finest, because at the end of the day there was no reason to stand beside that man,
Right.
because they weren't married. Now if they're married, I can understand you standing beside your husband, that makes sense, but they
Right.
were not married and he disrespected her.
Very
And anytime you disrespect somebody, you need to go.
Right.
You tried to embarrass that girl, you tried to embarrass the both of them, and then when you got caught up, you decided to try to embarrass them more. No, you embarrassed yourself.
Exactly.
God bless. On to the next.
Deuces.
Cheers. One plus one equals 2, and that's me, and that's you. 'Cause we ain't got nothing but love, and baby, you got enough for the both of us. Ooh. Just kidding.
I was like,
We might as well just roll back into it. So anyways, on to our second segment of our show, which is story time. So story time, this is the rules of story time. If I can't speak for Drea Renee, but if Misha Renee has dated you and you did some clown shit or you played a part in some clowndom, your story is not safe.
nope.
Anything I put her, and yes, I said her, through, I'm finna talk about.
Not the.
I will not say your name. I will not say your name. I promise I'll give you that. But nobody is safe, because this is my life, and this is my story.
I can't be.
How do you feel?
Hold on. My cat is safe. Sorry, y'all. Y'all will not know. It's like, I might slip up here and there, but no names, like Misha said. No names will be given, but listen, it's a freelance right here.
It's free.
Not the pussy.
What was you doing?
The free. The free story time.
For the free?
Oh, my pussy. I'm sorry, I don't sell cat.
No.
I'm going to sip to that one.
Okay, so we wanted to kind of follow suit with the TikTok review that we went over. A TikTok with Nae Simone and the whole situation with the dude who obviously came to get her number, and lo and behold, like when she went to thank him, she sees he's with his girlfriend, and he's did the absolute most. So first off, starting off going really hard just to finish really weak, like ridiculous. And also just approaching somebody when you know you got a current situation.
Current situation right there.
In the same facility.
In the same area.
Like downstairs.
Downstairs.
Just like terrible.
Trifling.
You know, there's a Biggie lyric that says, remember when I had you on your living room floor?
Hey.
Me and your sister been playing. Oh, I can't remember the lyrics.
Oh,
but I always thought that was nasty. And I
know.
know y'all niggas think y'all these rappers and y'all think that y'all can do with these rappers, but you are not these motherfuckers.
Sure the fuck ain't.
You are not them.
No.
Drake could probably do that.
I'm weak.
But you cannot. Okay? Drake can do that.
Leave Drake alone.
Drake can do that. Matter of fact, Drake, if you're watching this, I would never tell your story. I won't tell
your secret.
All right, let me quit singing. Anyway, so with that being said, the story we want to start off with is not about the situation. We've heard about my situation with the TikTok that went viral with me way too much.
Right.
Y'all all know that story. If you don't know it, it's on my TikTok, and I'll drop my name at the end.
Please go watch it.
That is not the story.
Please.
Like I said, crazier, wilder things have happened. So we actually wanted to share a story about whenever we went to Atlanta.
Yes.
And we met these guys. And on my end, the guy was pressured. And I'll explain how. He was very much so pressured. He was really cute. And he was like very
both
my
cute.
type. Yeah, they were
both cute. The other one was my type, so I was just like, okay. And it's just funny because me and Misha was just walking. We were walking.
We don't want to give them the full story.
Okay.
Yet. I want to give them
yet.
the reason why we're going through the story. So basically,
rewind.
The guy was very, very like PDA. Well, I won't say PDA because I wasn't kissing all on him, but he didn't mind being in the public and showing off. Like he was definitely like, I'm here. What's up? I'm here for you. Mm-hmm. And when I got home, he was still hitting me up, which I think that's a little bit much. We'll get into that. But when I got home, I was like, oh, okay, well, like, what do you get into? Like, tell me more about yourself. Mm-hmm. And then it just hit me. Someone said, girl, ask that man if he married. And I said, are you married? Because it hit me like his age, the things he has. Like, he was very established. And I was like, are you married? And he was like, yeah.
But at least he was honest. He did.
Fuck out of here. He did
tell her
most.
yes. He did do the most.
He definitely did the most when we were in Atlanta.
But it was the honesty for me.
Well, we can go back to the story. So me and Drea were staying in Atlanta in Buckhead, and we decided to go to Twin Peaks. We were going to Twin Peaks from our hotel, which was like in walking distance. So we had seen this like garage, like.
We tried to find a shortcut.
Yeah, we was being lazy.
We was definitely trying to find a shortcut and go, like, not walk all the way around. So we went through this garage area. We walked up. We walked to the top.
Sketchy as hell.
It was like half of it was falling apart for us. It was scary. So we walked to the top of the parking garage. So we're walking. There's only like one car in the top. It was like a BMW. It was
two guys standing outside.
Yes, it was a BMW coupe. So it was like a nice car.
Look at you remembering.
Yes, girl, I know my cars. I was like, oh, I said, look at that nice ass car.
You got to remember that car. But you know what I remember about the car?
What?
The butterfly doors.
The butterfly. Exactly. So who could not remember that car?
Like, just throwing the doors up. They was all chilling. And they was just chilling in the parking garage. Like, mind your business. It was so random because, like, when we walked past, I know they was like, what the
First of all, I knew they were going to stop us because as soon as you see girls by themselves and guys are, it was 2 on 2.
Yeah.
There was pretty much nothing that we could do because we already knew we was going to get stopped. So we get stopped by these 2 men. My friend, his name was Eric.
Girl, you wasn't supposed to say his name.
He don't remember me. I barely even text him.
Oh my gosh. All right, I don't remember.
His name was Eric. His name was Eric, and he was really, really cute, y'all. He was dark
What if
chocolate.
there's like an Eric from Atlanta and Buckhead that hangs around Twin Peaks that everybody already
damn.
knows? It's cool.
I'm sorry. If this is you, Eric, sorry.
Woo.
Just know that you were fine.
If your wife is listening to this, nothing happened.
Nothing
Sorry,
definitely
you niggas got
happened.
wives. No, but
I blocked the one I left.
I don't remember the guy's name that I actually who was interested in me, but I remember his look. He was very like he had this like cute, interesting look. I typically I don't really have a type. I actually just like fine men.
Yeah.
But sometimes light skinned men get to me a little bit like
Oh my God.
but
Like
and
the
he had
crackheads.
freckles too, so it was like but he had the freckles. I was
Not
like,
her sounding like a crackhead, y'all.
but so I was like, okay, I see him, he sees me, like, you know, it was like, okay, so we exchanged numbers, and they also
And
told
he
us
was tall.
he was very tall. He was very tall. I ain't gonna put too much of his business out, but he was tall because of he was tall and he did things within his life because of his height.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. How did I forget? Look at me. How did I forget? Well, now I know.
But needless to say, he was very nice. We were talking. He was telling us all these places we should go, we should visit, and while we were in Atlanta, and you know, really being sweet. What?
The funny thing is, he was like, "Don't go to KOD."
Oh yeah, he said the tourists go to KOD.
The
Where
tourists
did he
go
tell us to go? Some strip club. What's it called?
Blue Diamond.
Oh, look at your memory.
Girl, I follow him on Instagram now. Blue Diamonds is where he told us to go. They said it was better than KOD.
If you from Atlanta and Blue Diamonds is better than KOD, drop a comment. Let us know. We want to know because next time we come to the I'm trying to play.
Hey,
And
hey.
yeah, I love the strippers. But no, so he was really sweet, and I like really liked his vibe. And this was like literally when we just got to Atlanta. Like we was probably in Atlanta maybe 2 hours at that point.
And this was like, how many years ago?
It was 2020. It was our pandemic
It
trip.
was 2 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
So we was in Atlanta for literally only 2 hours, and these were the first guys we met. So we were like really hyped because we were like, oh,
We
they can like
was.
tell us places and go and stuff like that. But we ended up following our gut and doing the stuff that people already told us to do.
Right.
So like we actually didn't run into them the rest of that night. But when I woke up in the morning, I had like all these missed calls from them. But it was my birthday, and if you don't, you don't know, but I'm gonna let you know when it's
was
my
blowing her
birthday,
down, y'all.
we getting lit.
We getting lit.
It is a celebration. My birthday is like a national holiday for me and my friends.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. So we was having a really good time. We went to Cafe Circa, which loved
forgot
Cafe
about that.
Circa. Yeah, they had the rooftop.
Rooftop, yeah.
And
It
then
was
we
so
ended up in
crowded.
a section with them guys.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
I don't
All
remember
in
how
the
we
front.
got in a section though.
It was a lot of people,
Yeah.
but it was a nice vibe. Good music.
Really nice vibe. We ended up having a really good time. I went home, or we went back to the hotel room, and I was intoxicated, and I woke up to all these missed calls from him, and I think a couple mixed texts, and he was just like, I was trying to link with you, I was trying to see you, you know, I was trying to see what's up. But you know, if you calling or texting me late night, you know I'm from out of town, like, you know
Right.
what these guys are thinking when they see us, like, we're pretty girls, we're only in town for like a couple days, like, you want to take me down.
They want to take you down.
And personally, I can't remember having sex on a vacation girls trip. Oh.
no,
I don't think we have.
no, we never did. I'm trying to think if I did.
I know I
No.
don't. It's not something like I'm against it. But I am in a sense because I don't really know you well enough, and my safety is like huge to me, and I strongly believe in human trafficking. Pause.
Shut the fuck.
I know you're going to start
I am, because she talks about human trafficking all the time about me.
because human trafficking happens all around the world all the
She
time.
thinks I'm gonna get human trafficking, y'all. Human
Ted
trafficking.
Bundy would have had a field day with this girl.
He would have killed me though.
Ted, and that's what I'm saying. Ted Bundy would have had a field day with your ass.
But we're talking about.
because
Hold on. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, when it comes to human trafficking, I feel like I know all the stories and what people say and how it happens, but like it also could happen from you having a vulnerable moment.
You're
you
right.
think you're having this sick, fun night. You go back to this hotel room with this guy who's cute, and you think you're having a great time. And the next thing I know, nobody ever sees me for the next 6 years, and I'm stuck in somebody's basement being a sex slave. Like, no.
Damn, that's how you feel.
No, that's why I don't play the games on vacation, because it's like, unless like they want to come to the room with the girls and y'all want to all be in there kind of witnessing it.
I had
but
sex
nah.
on vacation once when
Did
I
you?
was 21.
What vacation? Oh,
It was my first
Myrtle Beach.
vacation, yes.
I forgot bike week. Oh, bike week.
Bike week.
Bike week.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, fuck it. This is my first vacation, y'all. I was having the time of my life. I met a guy.
Oh,
First of all, I met a guy he told me a whole different age. He told me it was like 20 something. I think he was like 30 something. But I don't remember the sex. I don't remember what it's like.
Oh, wow.
It was just, it happened and it was over.
I had sex on vacation actually too, but I forgot because it was somebody I already had sex with before. We just both happened to be in
That
the same
don't count.
city. Oh.
That do not count.
Well,
No, that don't count. Because we're talking about stranger
technically
danger.
I was on vacation. It just wasn't a random person who just happened to be in the same city.
I had sex twice. Actually, another vacation. It was bike week again. But it was
You should be going down there throwing them legs. You see the motorcycles,
Okay,
the legs
no. Let me rewind the story back. I met another guy my first time at Myrtle Beach, and we never had sex. The first time or the second time.
Oh,
I met with him the
this.
third time because he went 3 years in a row like me, and I finally gave him some cootie. And when I tell you that it was probably the best time of my life, and he was Haitian. Oh, I'm going to bed. All right, enough of my story time.
But back onto the story. My
Back
bad.
onto the real story.
So we didn't end up getting to meet with the guy or his friend that night, which was a Friday night. So Saturday, we actually ended up trying to link with them. And
Right.
Saturday was really hard. I would say 2020 Atlanta, during the
did they
pandemic,
do?
Atlanta was the only place open really during the pandemic. Like, they
Yes.
was really letting us outside. And,
All the black people were
But
down
we
there.
could not get in shit.
Oh, yeah.
So
lines were
Saturday
long.
was really difficult because we wanted to go to Slutty Vegan. We never made it to Slutty Vegan. We actually we went to the mall, and from the mall we decided to go to the Trap Museum.
We was at the mall way too long.
We were at the mall too long.
Too long.
And I blame 2 people that was in my friend group. You know who you are. Make sure y'all have your
love you.
outfits ready before we leave next time.
Next time.
No, I'm just playing. I love y'all. But
She ain't playing.
needless to say, we ended up going to the Trap Museum, and I'm still texting dude like, oh yeah, this is where we at, like kind of giving him our ETA, what's going on for the day. So then that's when him and his friends, the one that she was also talking to and a couple more of his friends, pulled up to the Trap
They
Museum.
definitely pulled up.
And remember we said he had this very like definitive car with the butterfly doors, which I mean, I actually mentioned this to a couple guys before, and I don't know if they was just like playing it off or I'm like, oh, that's no biggie, like butterfly doors. I'm like, shit, you ain't see the way them doors went, and it was a BMW, and you remember that now. So I feel like it was as extraordinary as I thought it was. Extraordinary.
It's sexy.
It was sexy. It was very sexy. So they pulled up to the Trap Museum, and the Trap Museum had this terrible line.
Oh my God.
So they, my friends stayed in line for us, and we went over to talk to them. And like, he had his music blasting on his car, butterfly doors wide open, me and him just mixing and mingle on his face. And I'm a big flirt.
I'm a flirt.
I'm a
too,
big flirt,
girl.
so I'm all up in his face. I'm like, what you
I was all
doing?
in my face.
Where we going later? Like, I'm just feeling a vibe because at this point, the way he set up camp at the Trap Museum,
Right.
was giving this man is very single and very available, and so I was 2 at that time. I mean, I'm still in, but I was 2 at that time, so it was
Right.
kind of like, what's up? So we played into it. We had a good time. Me and him was talking and vibing, and I was just like very impressed that he decided to come where I was at,
Yeah,
and
me
then just
too.
I think that
It's like they
pressure.
were just trying to make time for us, and it was definitely pressure. But after that night, I don't think we even ended up seeing them again, did we?
No, because we were supposed to meet them for drinks, and we didn't
we
get a
were.
chance to. And then we ended up
Why
leaving.
didn't we?
Oh, Sunday we didn't get to see them either.
Why?
I don't want to get into that. Sunday we ended up.
What did we do? Oh, mother scared of skate.
Oh, don't start. But so we never actually ended up running into him after Saturday. But on Saturday, I didn't forget him. Like, I was like, oh, I really enjoyed the fact that he came over and he was pressure, and he was very like, he was flashy. I like flashy because I'm a little flashy. So I like when a man comes up and it's like I like when somebody's personality is bigger than mine because I have a big personality. So it's very impressive to me when a man can come up to you and it's like his personality is given like,
Big boss.
what's up? You can have whatever you like.
Hey,
I
so
like
you
that.
can have
I like
whatever
that. So
you
I was very
like.
impressed with him. So, my biggest rule when I leave vacation is I typically cut off the vacation day.
Yeah, me too.
If I met you, if we talk, like, I usually cut it off because, like, I don't know when I'm coming back to vacation there. And, like, you probably weren't looking for anything serious.
Right.
You heard I was in town for a weekend and you just wanted to.
You seen I was in town.
Yeah, you seen I was in town for a weekend. You just wanted to see what you could do while I was there. And so I usually let it go. But this specific man, I get home and he's texting me, like, the whole day. And this was maybe like a couple days after I got home. He's like, how are you? Send me a picture. Like, really trying to, like, connect. And he was a little bit older, so that's why I send you a picture, because I hate when dudes say send you a picture. Like, it is 2022. You can go on my Instagram. You can follow me on Snapchat. You can find my TikTok. You can
Just
go on my
send
Facebook.
the damn picture.
You can get a picture.
I send
anywhere
pictures,
you want.
y'all.
There is no picture that I have not on the internet.
Yeah. Your nudes.
Leak my nudes. But no.
Our nudes, y'all. Y'all want to see?
But he was a little bit older, so I gave him a pass. And lo and behold, like, we're texting and everything was cool. And then it just, like I said in the beginning, it hit me. I said, better yet, it hit me like, this nigga married. And I said, not this nigga married. This nigga married. And I said, God, why you say that? And so then I text him. I'm like, are you married? Because honestly, he was checking all the boxes. The boxes that I felt like he couldn't have been alone.
He wanted you to be a sugar baby.
He had the car. He had a couple of different cities. He wasn't even old enough for me to be a sugar baby.
Yeah, he was trying to make her.
He wasn't
her
old
sugar
enough
baby.
for me to be a sugar baby.
Yes.
So he had every. Well, he wasn't.
How old was he?
He was in his 30s.
Oh, they can still have a sugar baby. You're younger.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying at that point, I'm like, what? Like, are you married? Because something don't feel right. And before I start to think that, because I liked his vibe. So before I start thinking about my future and flying back and forth to Atlanta to come see you, or you flying me to Atlanta to come see
her
you,
flying out.
let me ask these questions, because now it's not adding up. Because, like, what? And when I asked him, he was honest. I will give him that. He was very honest and he was respectful. And he was like, oh, I am married. He's like, oh, please don't stop talking to me. Because they're like, boy, what you mean?
He just wanted a friend.
Not sure.
He just wanted a friend, y'all.
Your wife's your friend.
Sometimes the wives get boring.
No.
A
Till
little
death
bit.
do you part. You need a friend. You make me and your wife friends. Me,
What?
your wife, and you can be
She
friends.
trying to do a threesome.
No.
She trying to trade away.
I'm just saying, if you need friends, like, that's how, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like, if your wife should be your all in a marriage.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Because it is to death do us part.
And
There's
it was,
sickness
and he
through
wasn't trying
health.
to just be my friend.
He was trying to get them cheeks.
Right.
But you didn't give them to him, so
No.
there was no need to keep, texting. Then he's in Atlanta, so I blocked my friend as soon as I got on a plane.
You had a reason to do that.
I had a reason, but
yes, I
Y'all need to know.
personally, I wish like that he never came up to me being married, because it'd be like, I mean, all these guys I feel like that are so dope and will not, hold on, let me reference that, because this does not refer back to the TikTok. So don't y'all get no ideas, because that is not the first married man I met. But, and that was, honestly, this is not referring to the TikTok. I repeat.
But like we said,
But I mean, pretty dope guys, and it's like, oh, you really cool. I wouldn't mind texting you when I leave here, but then I find out you're married.
Right.
Or like I remember in Miami, I had a good time in the club, and this guy, he was making sure I had a good time, getting me drinks, dancing with me the whole night.
I remember
and
that.
then like some girl says to me, girl, you better get what you can, because he married. And I'm like, yeah, she really said that to me. I'm like,
how would you know?
She might
probably
have been.
did.
She probably
had her
would.
share there.
And then he said,
Daryl.
and then I said that to him. I'm like, she told me you're married. He's like, oh yeah, you didn't notice. This is now I didn't notice. This is before I
How
knew
do
to
you
check
notice?
for rings, because I guess you're supposed to check for rings. I didn't check for no ring. I didn't think to check for no ring. At the time when I was in Miami, I think I was like 26, 20.
But dude shouldn't approach you if they got a ring on.
Like, right. But he was like, I just want to have a good
Invited
time.
you.
I want to have fun tonight. But it's like, it's ruined now. Like, fuck all that fun shit. I don't have no
Did he invite
fun,
you to the
girl.
section?
I'm a fun girl. I was already in the section. I had to leave.
Exactly.
I left that section because I'm just like, I'm not your fun. I'm not, this ain't no picnic.
Ain't no picnic, bitch.
But needless to say, my moral of my story is very similar to our TikTok review.
Right.
Men doing the utmost. It's pressure. It's pressure. Only to find out that pressure is going to be has a very shortcoming. Pressure is not going anywhere further from there.
Nope.
Because you have a situation you should have never came up to me to begin with.
Exactly.
Drops mic.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. With that being said, we do truly hope that you enjoyed our first episode of Help Me Find Him, the podcast. Again, I'm Misha Renee, and this
I'm
is...
Drea Renee.
Isn't that got such a ring to it. Misha Renee, Drea Renee.
They're spelled different though. Just want
They
y'all to
are.
know.
And we will drop our Instagram and TikTok names also in the video. But also, we do not want to make it seem like if you don't have a TikTok story time, we can't discuss your story. So if you do have a story that you wanted to share or some crazy shit that happened to you too and you could relate, feel free to shoot me an email. I almost said www. It's everything Misha Renee at gmail.com. Again, that's everything MICARENEE at gmail.com. And we'll read your story, we'll talk about it, and we will relate, because this is truly a podcast where we are not here to give you advice. We are not here to tell you what to do.
Nope.
We are simply here to tell you that we've been there and we got you and we know what you're going through. Peace.